with a diastasis recti injury because pull-ups are not allowed and lat pull-downs are not allowed, and she really wants to work that part of her upper back. I totally get that. Okay, so if you look back on some of my videos, I have a downward facing dog push-up, which helps a lot, and I'm going to modify that even further to protect the core injury even a little bit more and still make sure that we're working that upper back and deltoid area. Okay, so we can start here in our downward facing dog, which I'm not very warm right now, so excuse my posture here. But if this is still relatively hard here, to feel like you're falling out or dropping down, not able to hold the core up and in, so that's really important, then bring it to a crouching downward facing dog with just a little bit of a bent knee. Turn the hands towards each other, okay, drop the head, and then you can just push up from here. And if you're having a really hard time still with your range of motion, or if you feel like your tummy muscles are starting to fall out even from here, okay, then go all the way down to a slight crouch, drop the head down and up. So notice that I'm not up and over my shoulders, I'm up and over like this. Starting from the downward dog, walking it in, bending the knees, and dropping the head, keeping the tummy muscles away from the thigh muscles so I'm not pushing outward here. I'm pulling all of this in. That's always really important, especially if you have a core or back injury. Okay, and so we keep the muscles away from each other, and we're allowing the shoulder and the upper back to do the work. I'm not doing a shrug. I'm holding the shoulders away from the ears. Now this is great for thighs too, because we're sort of holding the squat position and working that upper back and shoulder area. Okay, something you could do that adds a little bit of a challenge without doing a full handstand, because if you do a full handstand, right, way too hard on the core if you have a core injury. So you can go to here, fingers facing towards each other, and then go into a split stance and then drop down and up. So you have a little bit of this length happening in the leg and still working the shoulder and the upper back. You could connect the ankles, bend the knee slightly, and then go into your crouch and your shoulder upper back push up. And of course, then you'll want to change legs, right? You could try it in the full extension of the other leg. Again, making sure that the core stays pulled in and away from the thighs and away from your clothes. You can drop it down and up from there. It's great for flexibility in the back of the leg. Connect the ankles, drop the knees down, and do it from here. Okay, but the pressure is forward onto the arms, onto the shoulder and the back when you do this exercise to allow that area of the body to get some work in. And then of course the other thing that I teach people to do to get shoulders and upper back without hurting the core area is to use no weights in the hands, but to pretend like you're using weights in the hands, okay? So the hands are here, and they're diagonally in front of my forehead, not over my ears, but here, so I can keep the core in and the ribs tucked in, and then I'm doing a pretend lat pull down without raising the shoulders and without jutting the ribs forward. So ribs tucked in, core tucked in, keep it nice and strong, shoulders down, upper back nice and strong, no shrugging happening, just all strength and muscle from the upper back and the shoulders. And if you're pretending like you're pushing and pulling something heavy, you actually are going to get a lot of muscle work done here without having to add a load, which means without having to add weights or resistance bands. Okay, doing a pull-up, a lat pull-down, or anything like that has to be after the core has completely healed. Otherwise, doing that motion can pull the core muscles apart. So I wanted to answer that